Your business should be an information business. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Tonight we're going to be talking about information and how it can help your business. Now, before we get into that, I want to talk about dreambizchat.com. If you haven't heard of dreambizchat.com and you're a business owner or an executive in the self-reliance field, I'm going to suggest you go check out dreambizchat.com. It's all regarding the dream business transformation, and there's a quick video there that you can watch. Tells you all about it. Go check it out. If you feel like you qualify, you're welcome to apply for a free dream business transformation. But that's only if you qualify, so go check that out. dreambizchat.com. The link is in the description. Now, I'm going to tell you about two information classics for me from my childhood. One of them is I still have the exact copy that I received, and I believe I got it for Christmas, or perhaps it was in my Easter basket. And this is Warm Up for Little League Baseball by Morris A. Shirts. This is, oh gosh, what's the date on this? I really want to date myself. This is, well, the original one's from 1977. This printing was not from 1977. I received this in the, this had to have been the early 80s, probably 86, 87, that I got this book. And it was because I was in Little League Baseball, and I wanted to learn more about it. It was my first year after I ended up having many years in Little League. But this was great because it had pictures. It went through all the basics. I mean, it's throwing, hitting, catching, running the bases, playing the infield. If you know anything about baseball, these are all the things that make up baseball. And if a person's never played baseball, this was a great book to be able to read. Now, I was not much of a reader at the time. I read, I knew how to read, but I couldn't quite get into this book. But the concept behind the book I loved. I love being able to look up and being able to see specific pictures on how to stand the right way and how to swing the right way and everything else. I liked the fact that I had the information, which is actually a very important quality to information. If you're selling information, is that oftentimes people just want to have it, and there's value in them having it as a textbook. And I always had this around as a textbook to go back and look things up in, even though I didn't read it cover to cover. But that's changed a few years later when I began reading comic books in my young age, and I started noticing that there were books in the library about comic books, which was a strange thing for me. It was just something that was kind of mind-blowing. And I got my hands on this one. I actually got it from a library. Years later, I ended up buying my own copy, but it looked identical to this one. And if this doesn't look dated, I don't know what does. This is from 1985. I think I read it somewhere around 89 or 90, though. And I read this book cover to cover. It's probably the first nonfiction book that I've ever read cover to cover. So it's comic book collecting for fun and profit. And this was amazing to me that someone had figured this stuff out and had taken the time to write it down, that someone took it seriously enough to go through all the process of writing a book, to have pictures and everything else, and describing how a person goes from enjoying comic books to actually collecting them to making money off of them. It changed my whole perspective of the world, because I was still pretty young. I was in 4th, 5th grade, I think, when I read it. And it just changed how I saw everything and how much fun a how-to book could be. These are two examples of how-to books that had a dynamic change on my life and how I viewed how-to. Fast forward to today. One of the things that I provide people is how to do certain things, and we have a lot of those examples, and we're adding more all the time over at brianjpombo.com. And one of the things that I teach people how to do is how to create how-to businesses, how to take your current business, your current philosophy, and your current skill set, and be able to train people on those ideas. train people. In the same sense that masterclass has become very popular. If you haven't seen those commercials, go and check them out. Go check out the Masterclass series where they take famous people that are known for something very specific. Steve Martin for comedic acting, or I can't remember all the different ones. David Mamet for playwriting and writing for the screen. All these famous people that are known for these different things, and then have them teach a class on it when they're not naturally teachers. But if you've ever taken a master class, you'll know they did a really good job. All the ones that I've seen are extremely well done and are really, really useful. And it's neat to see that anybody can be a teacher. You can too. If you love what you do, if you have an understanding of what you do, all you have to do is then reverse the concepts that you have and be able to train someone else how to do it. And nowadays, with the ability to record with your phone, both video, audio, be able to have things transcribed or be able to write it down and make a book out of it and be able to publish them really easily today. Self-publishing has never been easier since the beginning of mankind. It has never been easier to self-publish. There's no reason why you should not be making some how-to materials out there, even if only for the reason to be able to get more attention for what you're already selling online or offline or otherwise. So something to keep in mind. We're going to go through more and more. I've talked a lot about content marketing. This is literally content commerce. This is you providing content, information, and if you can add some entertainment in there and make it valuable to someone beyond just the information, that always adds something to it too. And if nothing else, it is good marketing in and of itself to be able to offer those things. If you've written a book on how to do certain things and you happen to sell those items, that's valuable. Even if nobody reads the book, the fact that you wrote it, the fact that you're the one that wrote it, and that you're the one that's producing something that someone else can buy, that adds value. There's huge amounts of value there. We talk about this all the time on this site, but I wanted to give you two very hard examples of things that impacted me. What are situations that you got into through the years? And some people, it may be directly from school, but I found most cases it wasn't school. It was something outside of school. What are the things that you have read, looked into over the years, learned from, that was a how-to situation, kind of a self-help situation, if you might, if you think about it. So I'd love to hear some more. Leave me a comment or drop me a line, and we're going to be back here tomorrow and have more of this great back and forth. In the future, I'm going to give you a very special address that you can go to and see all of the videos and audios that we've been putting out through the last year, for almost an entire year now. We're well over 200 something videos and audios coming from Brian J. Pombo Live. You can go back and check those out, and you can check all of them out. You could search them over at brianjpombo.com. But we'll be back here tomorrow. Come on back. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.